What you're about to hear is not a fairy tale, it's a story about struggle, effort, and the real price of success. Leo was 20 years old and lived in a small, quiet town surrounded by mountains. The town was peaceful, but it was also a place where nothing changed. People woke up, went to work, came home tired, and repeated the same day again and again. Most of them believed that big dreams belonged to big cities, not to towns like this. Leo did not believe that. Even though his life was simple, his mind was always full of ideas and hopes. He wanted more, not only for himself, but for his family. Leo lived in a small house with his parents and his younger sister. The house was old, cold in winter, and too small for their dreams. His father, Mark, worked as a mechanic. He left early in the morning and returned late at night with tired eyes and dirty hands. His mother, Claire, cleaned houses for other families. She worked quietly and never complained, even when her body hurt. Leo's sister, Sophie, was 10 years old. She was full of energy and always believed in her brother. When Leo talked about the future, Sophie listened like it was a story about a hero. Money was always a problem. In their house, sometimes there was not enough for everything they needed. At night, Leo often heard his parents talking in low voices about bills and rent. He pretended to sleep, but the words stayed in his head. He felt responsible, even though he was still young. He wanted to change their life, but he did not know how. One cold evening, Leo sat outside the house and looked up at the sky. The stars were bright and the mountains were quiet. He felt small, but his dreams felt big. He whispered to himself that he wanted to give his family a better life. He asked himself how someone with nothing could start building something. The question stayed with him all night. The next day, Leo talked to his father. They sat at the small kitchen table and drank tea. Leo told him about his dreams of becoming successful and building a business one day. Mark listened carefully and then spoke slowly. He told Leo that dreams were not free. He said that wanting something was easy, but getting it required hard work, patience, and sacrifice. He told Leo to start with what he had, even if it was very small. Those words stayed in Leo's mind and followed him everywhere. A few days later, while walking through town, Leo noticed something simple. People loved fresh bread, but the bakery was far away. Every morning, someone had to travel to buy it. Leo stopped walking and thought about it. That night, he could not sleep. The idea kept returning to his mind. He thought that maybe this was his chance. It was not a big dream, but it was a start. The problem was money. Leo had none. Many people would stop at that point, but Leo did not. Early the next morning, he walked 4 miles to the bakery outside town. His legs hurt, but he did not stop. The bakery belonged to an old man named Mr. Anderson, who was known for being strict and serious. Leo felt nervous, but he stood straight and spoke clearly. He told Mr. Anderson that he wanted to sell bread in his town. When asked about money, Leo was honest and said he had none. He asked for 1 week of trust and promised to return the money after selling the bread. Mr. Anderson did not answer immediately. He looked at Leo for a long time and asked why he should trust him. Leo said he was determined and ready to work hard. After a long silence, the old man agreed. He gave Leo bread for 1 week and warned him not to return if he failed. Leo carried the bread back to town early the next morning. His arms hurt, but his heart was full of hope. He set up a small stand near the park and called out to people with a smile. At first, people were unsure. They did not know him or the bread. Leo offered small, free samples. Slowly, people stopped, tasted, and bought. By the end of the day, every piece of bread was sold. That evening, Leo walked back to the bakery and paid Mr. Anderson every coin he owed. The old man nodded and told him to come back the next day. From that moment, Leo worked every single day. He woke up before sunrise, walked to the bakery, carried the bread and sold it with energy and respect. Rain, cold, and tiredness did not stop him. After 2 months, Leo saved enough money to buy a small cart. It was old, but it helped him carry more bread and sell more. One day, a customer told Leo that he should bake his own bread. The idea excited him, but it also scared him. Leo had never baked before. That night, he thought deeply. He understood that if he wanted to grow, he had to learn something new. The next morning, Leo asked Mr. Anderson to teach him how to bake. The old man was not happy at first. He said baking was hard and took time and patience. Leo said he was ready. The lessons started very early. In the morning, Leo learned how to mix flour, knead dough, and wait. Many times his bread failed, his hands hurt, and his body was tired. Some days he felt like giving up. One night, after another failed batch, Leo sat alone and felt defeated. He thought maybe he was not good enough. Then he remembered his father's words again. Dreams were not free. He realized that every mistake was teaching him something. Giving up would mean losing everything he had worked for. The next day, Leo returned with more determination. Slowly, his bread became better. After 2 weeks, Mr. Anderson told him that he was ready. Leo started baking bread at home. The smell of fresh bread filled the small house. His family watched him with pride. Sophie helped him pack the bread, and his mother stayed awake with him at night. Leo did not know it yet, but this was only the beginning of his journey. Bigger challenges were waiting for him. His dream was growing, and life was preparing to test how strong he really was. And that is the lesson of this story. If you are listening and feel lost, remember this: you do not need a perfect start. You do not need permission. You need courage to begin and strength to continue. Help yourself first. Work honestly. Learn from every failure. Nothing is free. But if you are willing to pay the price with effort, patience, and determination, then almost anything is possible. Leo's bakery still opens every morning. The bread is fresh, the doors are open, and the story continues. So can yours.